Hello, my name is Victor, and in today's video, I want to talk about a particular stock, and it is one that has been having a very rough time lately. And that stock is Target. I'm sure everybody knows what Target does. They're basically the competitor to somebody like Walmart, but a little bit on the higher end. And they have not been having a good day today, almost down 2%. But when we zoom out a little bit, you can actually see that Target over the last year is down almost 40%, which is absolutely insane. Target is a stock that I have actually been keeping an eye on for the last year or two, hoping to get into the stock. But in today's video, I want to do a very brief analysis, give my opinion on the stock, and answer the question, is Target stock a buy at its current price of about $90 per share? Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Why is Target struggling exactly? Is it just a matter of perception? Do investors on Wall Street just not believe in Target anymore? Is it a buy because its fundamentals are absolutely amazing despite a poor perception? To answer this question, I did a little bit of research and I found this article which states that Target is not really inspiring confidence with investors nor with shoppers. The article was incredibly interesting to read. I'll be sure to leave a link down in the description below if you would also like to read it. But there were 5 key takeaways that I took from it, and it is 5 problems that Target must overcome if they want to inspire confidence again. Starting with number 1, and that is merchandising. I don't know about you, but Target tended to be the place that you would go when you wanted to grab some Starbucks, but also look at some stuff while you're shopping when you had a couple of hours extra in the day. Maybe you had a couple of extra bucks too, so you just wanted to buy something, you just didn't know what. And Target was that specific place because they always seem to have some unique item for just about anybody. Lately though, I believe that has deteriorated because it seems to me like Target just has generic, bland stuff all the time. And really, they're starting to look more like a Walmart, but with elevated prices. And that kind of business model in today's environment is not going to work. Number 2, and that is attentive staff. Again, here, I don't know when the last time you were in Target, but the last time I was in there, trying to find somebody to help you or to answer any kind of question, good luck. I could not for the life of me. I did a lap around the store and could not find anybody in those red shirts. And that really leads me to question management and ask, are you understaffing on purpose? Are you trying to keep, expenses low? Or are you having a hard time keeping your employees? Either way, it's not good whenever you have a customer who is potentially looking to buy something but decides not to because they couldn't find anybody to help them. Number 3, and that is cleanliness, which kind of goes hand in hand with being understaffed. If you don't have people who are going after customers, readjusting things on the shelves, cleaning up, or just overall putting new inventory up, you're going to have empty shelves, you're going to have a dirty looking place, and Target over the last couple of years has been known as a place of cleanliness. When you consider their number 1 competitor in Walmart, in my opinion, Walmart tends to be really messy. There's a lot of people in there, there's a lot going on, and people aren't always in a great mood at Walmart. That's why you were willing to spend a little bit more, even though it was a little bit pricier. You would be willing to go to Target because it was cleaner, there weren't as many people, and you could find cool stuff. But here in 2025, you don't see much cool stuff on the shelves, if the shelves have anything at all. And if there are stuff on the shelves, they tend to be just tossed all over the place, like nobody is taking care of the place. Keeping it moving here at number 4, and that is going to be inflation. And Target already sells at a premium as it is. They already sell at a higher price compared to most of their competitors. With inflation thrown on top of that, you have to increase prices even more, and then you're going to start having some customers ask themselves, hey, is it worth paying this price at Target when I could go to competitor A, B, or C and pay a much lower price, or at the very least get something on discount. And last but not least, I want to talk about Target's new CEO, because recently here in the last couple of weeks, their previous CEO has decided to step down given how poorly Target has been performing. The only problem here is their new CEO is basically the second guy who was under the previous CEO. So how much change can you really expect when you have the protege of the CEO taking over? You're basically having somebody who was trained by the previous guy who wasn't doing a good job. So isn't he going to come in and do the same things and again do a poor job? This would have been the perfect opportunity to bring in somebody from outside of the company. A company as big as Target, I would think, should have the funds to be able to bring in somebody from outside who has new ideas, or at the very least a different way of doing things. Don't bring in the B guy who was under your bad CEO and expect him to do a different job. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And the previous CEO had not been doing a good job for a while now. Like I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have been keeping an eye on Target now for several years, waiting to see some kind of recovery or some type of rebound, but I have just not seen it yet. And when I had a look at their 10K, which is their annual performance report basically, you can see that Target has been struggling here for at least the last 3 years, with revenue dropping by 2% from 2022 to 2023 and 1% over this last year. So really not a good sign when you see revenue dropping. Okay, they haven't been doing so well over the last couple of years. How about their most previous quarter? Are things getting any better? Well, again, no, it does not seem like it. When you look quarter over quarter, you can see again that their revenue is down 1%. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Hey, revenue's going down, yeah, but it's not by much. I mean, they're basically keeping flat if you really think about it. And yes, to that, I would agree that it's not as bad as some people make it out to be. To be down 40% over the last year is absolutely shocking. But the problem is that the stock has a bad story around it right now. When it comes to their cuts in diversity, when it comes to their new CEO, when it comes to their, understaffing, they have a lot of problems that they need to overcome here. And it's not going to be anything that can be fixed overnight. I need to see some stability here in this stock before I can really say, hey, here's the turning point. Here's the inflection point. This is where Target is going to start bringing in customers again, just like they used to. But okay, let's go ahead and have a look at the final verdict here so I can give my opinion on Target. And for that, I had to look at the trailing and forward PE. When I had a look at the trailing PE, it looked like we were at about a 10.8. When I had a look at the forward PE, that was a higher number at 12.4, which is not something that I wanted to see. Ideally, you want to see a lower PE ratio moving forward because that means the company is expected to make more money. A higher number on the earnings side means you divide by a bigger number, which would give you a PE ratio that is lower. That is not the case here. So again, between all of the problems that Target has, between the understaffing, the poor inventory or merchandising selections, and their new CEO, which does not inspire confidence in my opinion, it is not a company that I want to get into at the moment. If Target stock were to drop below $80, then maybe I would be willing to have another look. But given the current price of about $90 with decreasing revenue, it's just not something that I can get into at the moment. If you agree, please let me know in the comments below. If you disagree, please give me your take on why you think Target stock is on the uptrend here. Because given these numbers, given what I've researched, I'm not seeing it at this time. But Thank you so much to everybody who has made it until this point in the video. Be sure to give me a like, it helps out tremendously. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Ooh, what the heck was that? Peace.